It is a really beautiful story. It's told with such great artistry, and it's the kind of movie that it's art that transforms humanity. It reaches into our hearts. It's beautiful storytelling with great actors. I love the Big Apple. And New Yorkers have so much humanity because we live on top of each other. You know, if you're gonna like go, oh my God, you just touched me, like you're not gonna last in Manhattan. And we care about each other. We're a community. I mean, you see, everybody's gonna tell you who they are. But I have to say, when it's a blue day and I walk down the streets and those construction workers talk to you, it can lift your spirits. New York talks to you. And I think this film talks to you.
It was just one of the great pleasures of my life, professional life and personal life. They're just, they just have such deep experience and craft, and they're just delightful people to work with. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about acting from watching them interpret words and bring it to life. Film actors have a real wonderful skill that I just part of me is like working, trying to get it done. Part of me is just watching. It's interesting because in some ways it's become, more distant and remote, but in the film, they actually, two unlikely people who would never have been able to connect otherwise, do so over texting. And without that technology existing in a previous era, they never would have, and yet they'd get drawn. That becomes the first step in their very close relationship that forms. It's always difficult to put together all the different pieces and hope that they all fit, both in terms of the cast, in terms of the behind the crew and the director of photography, a man named Andrew Wonder, who absolutely was fantastic and helped me look like I really know what I'm doing as a director. And it's always a challenge, and there's always a certain amount of luck involved that it all comes together. And whether it did in this case will be for others to judge, but I'm really happy with it. It's very, very twisty, windy road with a lot of stops where you stop dead and think it's over. Writing it is, for me, the relatively easy part, but then trying to bring it out into the world and get people involved and get money to back, backers and that kind of thing. And then all the logistics, Kevin, when he expressed interest in the film, he said, I'd love to do this, but I have to leave on such and such date to go shoot The Bondsman. And it was really soon. So, that was the biggest single challenge. We had to sort of rush it into production and try to get it together before, so we could get him and fit it into his schedule. It's the best possible version of this I could imagine. I'm from New York. The film is set in New York. We shot it in New York. And Tribeca is obviously, such a wonderful event. And it's been so much fun. I've been here and I've been meeting other directors and filmmakers, and I never have an opportunity to do that in my normal life. And so it's just been, the fact that we're here is just the perfect way for this to be happening.
I was really excited to play a musician again, and also to be able to be here to work with KYRA and Kevin on a film that they're finally working together on is just such a fun adventure. And yeah, I'm really grateful for this opportunity and to be a part of this film. I hope that their hearts are touched. I hope that people can relate to different types of relationships, whether it's father-daughter, whether it's husband and wife, caretaker, to somebody being taken care of. I hope that a lot of people can relate to what's being told on screen. Yeah, so I had to learn how to play guitar on this officially, and that was challenging and also really fun. And I love working with a group. I realize I love working with a band. I love singing. I love being with the collective and connecting with people over music. I love New York. It's one of my favorite places. I love living here. I love getting the opportunity to work here when I can. I live here when I work here. I just feel like there's people from all different walks of life, all different creatives, and people are so immensely talented here and I think deep down have a respect for art. There's art everywhere. It's literally everywhere. You can't escape it.
Really fun.
Yeah, we look really
incredibly fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great roles. We are not looking for things to do together. But then when something great comes along, it just was like so clear to us that it felt perfect. Very funny, sad, hopeful. Like that's my vibe these days, and we want to leave people hopeful, and it's very funny, and it also doesn't shy away from like some of life's stuff, you know?
We did a lot of talk since we knew we had the part, and since the director, Michael, I hope he's not listening, said to us, I think it would be best if you guys never rehearsed together before we started shooting. I was like, that sounds great.
Never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. I mean, for God's sake, we live together. We have to run lines. We have to talk about the script. So we went completely against the director's wishes right out of the gate.
And that was the best idea. I'm only kidding. He's fantastic.
But because, the thing is that I think sometimes people get afraid, certainly if we're a married couple, that things are going to get stale, or also that we're going to make decisions about this way a scene should be played, or the way a script should be interpreted, that's going to be 2 against 1.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And that definitely could happen. But we just started reading through the scenes like we would anything else, and talking about the characters and working together.
But the characters are really very different from us. I mean, really very different.
Yeah, very different. Like any other characters, you want to get into their skin and walk in their shoes,
Yeah, I don't think so. But I'm of a mind where you can, that whole chemistry thing, that's about actors acting well together.
I agree.
Actors doing their thing. It's not about some magical chemical reaction that happens. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I can have chemistry with everybody.
Yeah.
A frog,
a
fish,
You can.
a turtle.
And you can have chemistry with somebody that's about to kill you or you're about to kill. Like, that's a kind of chemistry. A sexual chemistry is just one of them.
Yeah.
And it's just, people get titillated by the idea because they like to fantasize about what's happening off screen. But that's just 2 good actors, playing their parts. I hope they have a great time.
I hope they laugh. Really, it's entertaining as hell. And they'll relate to some of it, and it'll be really fun. Honestly, takeaway, I don't know.
I guess it's in the title. We're all doing the best we can.
That's right, exactly. It's so great. We love this festival. We love New York, and the festival was born out of like the phoenix from the ashes after 9/11, and it always feels that way for me. So